What's up, a Cinema Shogun here, and Taylor Hawkins, the legendary drummer for the Foo Fighters, has passed away at the age of 50. As of right now, there are little to just no details out there about his death. The cause of death is unknown. The only information we got was this short little statement made by the Foo Fighters yesterday that says, "The Foo Fighters family is devastated by the tragic and untimely loss of our beloved Taylor Hawkins. His musical spirit and infectious laughter will live on with all of us forever. Our hearts go out to his wife, children, and family, and we ask that their privacy be treated with the utmost respect in this unimaginable, difficult time." Now, of course, the internet is going crazy because no one knows what happened here. You know, you get these details, oh, Taylor Hawkins passed away, and then nothing else. No cause of death. We know literally nothing about what happened. What I do know is that he was on tour. The Foo Fighters were on tour. I believe he was in Colombia. Of course, someone passes away. There's a lot of rumors swirling around right now. I don't want to give life to any rumors because we have no idea what happened to him. A lot of people are assuming because it's a rock band, he's a rock star, that it's drugs. Also, the fact that he's in Colombia, we know Colombia has a lot of the best drugs out there. So a lot of people have been questioning, hey, maybe that's the cause. Right now, I don't think we should speculate about the cause of death. We should wait until we get more information. Why we don't have more information yet, I'm not sure, but I would think that it's going to roll out sometime today. Who knows? By the time you're watching this video, we may know the cause of death, but at the time of this recording, it is still unknown. What I do know is, when people pass away, musicians, famous people pass away, it seems like the media always talks about their last project. What were they working on when they passed away? Well, on February 25th, not too long ago, the Foo Fighters actually released a movie called Studio 666. In this movie, long story short, Dave Grohl, the lead of the Foo Fighters, he moves the band into this creepy house and then he sacrifices his band members to the devil. Now, I want to make this clear. I'm not trying to draw connections between this guy's death and this movie and sacrifices to the devil. I'm not trying to do that. But, I mean, I can't ignore the fact that the last thing this guy put out was this movie about getting sacrificed, and then he passes away, a couple of weeks later. Dave Grohl, the lead of the Foo Fighters, seems to have somewhat of an obsession with Satan. Most rock bands do. Rock music and Satan, they go hand in hand together. And sometimes I try not to read too much into it, but the music industry is very satanic. Dave Grohl has appeared in different movies and television shows dressed up as Satan. He played Satan in the movie Tenacious D with Jack Black. I'm not sure if you've seen that movie. Here's a picture right here of him. He also made appearances on late night shows dressed up as the devil. Well, anyway, there's also an inside joke I found out upon doing research. There was an inside joke in the band that Dave Grohl would joke about sacrificing his friends to the devil, and that's kind of why they made this movie. Now, I want to go over the plot of the movie with you all. It's right here on the Wikipedia page. In 1993, Encino, Sky Willow, the lead singer of the rock band Dream Widow, is crawling along the floor with a broken leg, followed closely by the band's frontman, Greg Knoll, who is holding a hammer. Sky sees the body of another band member who has had his jaw broken by Greg. Before Greg drives the hammer through her forehead and repeatedly hits her with it, crushing her skull, Greg then hangs himself out of a window. Years later, in 2019, the Foo Fighters are hired by their manager, Jeremy Schill, to create their 10th album as a way to raise money for him to pay off his debts. The group moved into the mansion where forefront Dave Grohl becomes fascinated with an interior of the house as a source of inspiration for the 10th album. Over time, Grohl and his fellow bandmates warm into the mansion but struggle with difficulties in creating the album. One of their tech helps, Krug, is electrocuted to death by a wire, and the band decides to dedicate their album to him. One day, Grohl finds a basement containing satanic objects and is soon possessed by the deceased frontman after listening to a demo tape. Under the demon's control, Grohl forces the band to continue production on the album. Later, a delivery man, Darren, who had tried to give Grohl a demo tape, is decapitated outside the manor by an unknown figure with hedge clippers. The next day, as guitarist Chris Shefflett is cooking on the grill, the same figure pushes his face onto it. As Chris attempts to escape, he has his head smashed with the grill cover and is stabbed repeatedly in the neck before the figure is revealed to be Dave Grohl himself. The band later finds the corpse of Darren, but Grohl convinces them not to call the police and takes their phones. After watching Grohl eat Chris, the band members soon learn of the mansion's backstory and Grohl's possession with the help of a neighbor, Samantha. To exorcise Grohl, they need to find a book needed to free him of the possession. As Samantha and Raimi Jeffy have sex, they are both killed when Grohl sneaks under the bed and drives a chainsaw through their heads before cutting them in half. Drummer Taylor Hawkins is pressured by Grohl to finish the song while Nate Mendel and Pat Smear retrieve the book from the basement. Taylor finishes the song and is partially decapitated by Grohl with a cymbal. The two are successful in freeing Grohl from the possession of the souls of the deceased Dream Widow band members. They send the demon to hell. However, Jeremy and the real estate developer Barb Weems ambush the remaining members, revealing that they planned the whole thing. While Smear is fixing a car from underneath, Mendel is stabbed in the eye, causing him to accidentally hit the gas, which runs over Smear's head and then runs over Barb. As Mendel gets out of the car to help Barb, she stabs him through the chin and dies alongside him. Grohl battles Jeremy only to back down in horror when Jeremy tells him of the album's success and the start of his solo career. 1 year later, Grohl, the only Foo Fighter left, prepares his first performance as a solo artist. The film ends as he shows signs of demonic possession. So in the movie, Dave Grohl has this obsession with Satan, sees these satanic objects, gets possessed, sacrifices all of his bandmates to Satan, and then at the end, he is the only Foo Fighter left, and he is now a solo act. This released just a few weeks before, or about a month and some change. Well, not even a month and some change. I think of the release date. Let me make sure of the exact release date because I don't want to give y'all any false information here. So, this movie, sorry I'm working with one hand here. This movie was released on February 25th. It's now February 26th. Which means, literally, one exact month from the release of this movie, he passes away. 30 days. The movie was released February 25th, and on March 25th, he passes away. Taylor Hawkins passes away. Now, once again, like I said, I'm not trying to draw a connection here between the two, but I think it's odd that the last thing he did was star in this movie. It's odd that the movie was about sacrifices to Satan. And I just don't think people should play around with that type of stuff. Let this be a sign. Even if there's nothing, weird here going on, which who knows. Let this be a sign. Don't play with these demonic forces, okay? I'm not sure what you believe in, and it really doesn't matter what you believe in. I still think that there's supernatural forces out there in this world, and you don't want to play with them, even if they're not real. You might not want to mess with those things. So we know it was an inside joke about Dave Grohl sacrificing his bandmates to Satan. We know that he went so far as he made this whole movie about it. What I want to do now is I'm a big horror fan. I already knew this movie came out. I hadn't had a chance to watch it yet because it's not up my alley really when it comes to horror movies. I really like slasher films and things like that. This might be pretty good or it might be interesting, but it wasn't something that I immediately wanted to watch. After hearing this news, I have to watch this movie now. I want to watch this movie and see if there's any weird things in this movie that would, be like signs as to what was going to happen to Taylor Hawkins. I mean, in the movie, he gets partially decapitated. He's one of the last Foo Fighters standing. But, of course, the last one's Dave Grohl. But yeah, it's just rather odd that a month out from this movie being released that he mysteriously passes away. Hopefully we find out the cause of death sometime today or sometime soon before the theories start going crazy. I know there's already a ton of theories out there. And whew, it's just a weird situation. It's always weird when you hear someone die at a young age and then you don't get the details about it. So we're just all sitting here at a standstill wondering what's going on. And when that stuff happens, when they release that type of information and only give people a little bit of information, people run wild with it, you know? But as soon as I heard he died, the first thing that came to my mind, literally the first thing that came to my mind was, oh, what about that movie the Foo Fighters just put out? Wasn't that kind of like a horror movie? So looking into it and then looking into the Foo Fighters a little bit more, I see all these, questionable things. Now, I know of the Foo Fighters. I know of Dave Grohl. I'm not like the biggest Foo Fighters fan in the world, so I don't know all of the backstory about what they do, in all of their songs. I know a few of their songs, and the songs that I do know are awesome. I'll say that. Taylor Hawkins, who's an awesome drummer, so I can't take that away from him. But yeah, I do find it odd that a month before he passed away, they released this movie about him getting sacrificed to the devil. Now he's gone. I mean, it's probably just odd timing. But I mean, I'm telling you, man, the world is a crazy place. There's a lot of mysterious things that happen in this world. There's a lot of forces at play in this world that you don't want to mess with necessarily. I'm not saying that Taylor Hawkins, once again, I want to make this clear for everyone out there. I am not saying, hey, I am not saying Taylor Hawkins was a demonic sacrifice. I'm just saying that Taylor Hawkins died a month after putting out a movie about him getting sacrificed to the devil, and I think that's rather odd. But I want to know your thoughts about all of this down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, and as always, find some time out of your day to go watch this movie, I guess, and let's see if there's something weird in it. That's the task I have for all of you. If you're a horror person, if you get some time, watch this movie. I'm going to do the same, and let's try to see if we can find anything weird in there. I'm sure we will, but as always, yeah, have a good day.